Hi guys, welcome back to Diary Sessions with Confy. I know that I've been MIA, but I promise you it's because I was trying to survive adulthood. I was trying to put a lot of things together, but we are here. Thank you guys for sticking around. We are here because you are here. Thank you for subscribing, for liking, for watching, for everything that you do and did and does and everything that you do. Thank you guys. We're so grateful for it. So today, first of all, I want to reiterate that Diary Sessions with Confy was created with you in mind to help you live your fullest. That's the long and short of everything we are doing here. The guests we bring on this podcast, the topics that we treat is so that you can live your fullest. And I'm here once again to help you live your fullest. Are you ready for me? Okay, guys. Welcome back. Today, I want to talk about how you can live your fullest in 2025 while telling you everything that I had to, do this year. Everything that worked out, everything that didn't work out, this is a safe space, so we talk. And I also want to hear from you. How are you doing? How was 2024 for you? How is 2024 still for you? What you did, what you didn't do, right? I want you to send me a message, Instagram DM, Facebook DM, email me. There's always an address on the caption of the video on YouTube, on Instagram. So send me, bombard me. I want to read from you. What has 2024 been like for you? What were the wins, the losses, the challenges, everything in between? I want to hear from you guys. Okay? So yeah, let's go back to me. First of all, let me tell you guys some of the things I said I was going to do this year. When this year was starting, I was so excited as at last year. I really wanted to do so much. And I wrote them down. I said this year I was going to read a lot of books. I was going to start my podcast on YouTube. Like I said in the first episode of this of season 2, I said we've already had 16 episodes on Spotify audio, but I was just so stubborn that this year I wanted to take it to YouTube. I want to do it, and I was so stubborn about it that if it's not YouTube, I'm not doing. So I said I was going to do that. I said I was going to start processing my masters abroad. I said I was going to show up more as a content creator, show up more on LinkedIn. I was going to resign from my job and start working remotely. I was going to do a lot of things, rent a place. But my dear, I even said I was going to, what did I even say? I said I was going to save and invest more. Well, since we are in December 2024, I can tell you categorically that my savings saved me. I did not get to save and invest. I only did one little investment this year. I did not get that, what's it called? Those international remote jobs I was looking for. I did not start my master's in the UK or abroad. I did not start processing my master's. I did not read a lot of books. I did not do quite a lot of things, but this is December 2024, and I want to tell you that it was a 10 over 10 year. With or without all of these things that I said I was going to do. Because when this year started, it did hit me hard. This year hit me hard. First of all, I was still hopeful, I'm going to finish my NYC and I'm going to resign from my job. And then March came, and then I entered One Chance and they took my phone. I was like, hey, what's a way to start the month of March? Because it was on the 3rd of March. Then I resigned from my job. Then I finished NYSC. A lot of times I was so unsure about the year. A lot of times I did wake up crying. I was like, why is nothing working? I was just, there feeling very perhaps. I can tell you that the first half of this year was like this for me. And then June came. At the end of June, I started to actively work towards my podcast. And then July, we started. On my birthday, we had like the first episode. So I ticked that off the list. In October, I got a place of my own. Tick that off the list. And just a lot of things like that. And I can tell you that God has been faithful. So I want you to, Yorubas will say, is he that thinks. Uh, I want you to think about the year. As the year is coming to an end, this is the time where all of us are like reflecting on our goals, trying to see what we did, what we didn't do, what worked, what didn't work. First of all, I want you to be thankful that you are here because you are the most important person in all of this. Do you know that if you are not here, you will not talk about your goals? If you are not here now, you won't be talking about what is working and what isn't working, what happened for you and what didn't happen for you. So today, I want to first say, be thankful. Think about the fact that you are in health, you are alive, you have your family around you, you have people who love you around you. And whether or not this year life lived, God preserved you, God provided for you, God came through for you. So, with that said, I would call 2024 a 10 over 10 year for me, and I hope it is for you, just because God was faithful, is faithful, and will always be faithful. All right, guys. So, yeah, I want us to do a little bit of reflecting. Why I said if you think, you will think is that I think, was it on the 20th of November now? Was it 20th or 22nd? I started to pen down 2024 so far. I started to write for every month. I said what stood out for me in this month, what happened this month, what did I achieve this month, and I was writing, and writing and writing. And for somebody that resigned from her job and did not have a job before resigning, but still went ahead to resign anyway because I'm a stubborn person, and when I want to do something, I don't care what the issue is in the way I'm going to do it. And then for somebody that did not have any job before resigning and then resigned, started a podcast, now has a place of our own. Like, I was just thinking, and then I was just saying, this could have only been God. So if you think, you will thank. And that's part of the things I want to ask us to do in this episode. Take a pen. Don't wait till December 31st or 30th or January 1st to reflect. Think about the year. Think about God's faithfulness. Think about what happened this year. Think about how that with everything you are still here. Pen down your challenges. Pen down your wins. Pen down your losses. Pen everything down. And let me tell you one thing that's going to stand out is the fact that God is faithful. And so 2024 was a great year, like I was saying. 2024 was a great year. So how do we make 2025 a great year? That's why we're here today. How would you live your fullest? What would I recommend that you do to live your fullest in 2025? First of all, pen down 2024. Like I said, pen it down, reflect, think about what you did. Now, if you are somebody that writes yearly goals or set things that you want to do, maybe not necessarily goals that you want to do, pen all of those things that you said you were going to do this year. Pen the things that you did. Reflect. Don't just do it in passing. Reflect. How did you get these things? What worked? What didn't work? Why didn't you get the other things done? Is it money? Is it discipline? What is it? Reflect thoroughly. That's the beginning. Don't wait for 2025 to come out first before or to begin first before you do that. A wise man once said that if you are going to write your to-do list for today, the best time that you would have written it is yesterday. The best time to write your to-do list for today is yesterday, so that it doesn't take away from your time of executing them today. So one thing I started to do this year was reflect. Once it's 9 p.m., most of the time, when I'm not busy working late or anything, I reflect on the day. And then when I'm done reflecting on the day, I put down my to-do list for the next day, the day before. Not that day. I put it down that night before I close it. I would have said my prayers before then, but then I'll just, give thanks to God and then I'll go to bed. That's one thing that is going to help you in the coming year. always reflect. Don't let your life be a thing of chance. Reflect. What is working? Always go back to the drawing board. What isn't working? And then once you've done that and you've put out the things that you didn't do this year, what you can now do is to divide everything: health goals, goals, financial goals. That's where your savings and investment comes in. Your ministry goals, if you are, which you should be, if your ministry goals, how many souls you want to win, all of those things. Your family goals, I mean, because I have like a culture of calling my siblings as the first child daughter. If you're the first child, hello. I have a routine, a discipline of calling my siblings to check up on them weekly, know how they are doing. If they are praying, pray with them, pray for them, all of those stuff. So you can put your family goals, everything, and then it's easier when you break these things down, and then you now ask yourself how you want to accomplish these things, right? Once you've done all of those things, the next thing you want to do is create a vision board. I did not do this last year, but I read somewhere about vision boards, and then I just started to do it. I've created my vision board for next year, this year. And then as things come, we would definitely add that. These things are for direction, not to limit you, right? So one thing that you can do is choose a word for your season next year. I'm going to share mine with you. This is a safe space. And as your big sister, I take it upon myself to share these things with you and not leave anything out. So my word for next year is completeness. I said 2025 is my year of completeness. I want to finish 2025 and see that there is a completeness with respect to every area of my life. Everything is complete. Everything worked. There's no other way it worked. So that's my word for the year, a year of completeness. And that has further made me see that there are certain directions I need to take, like building capacities for certain things, like outsourcing other things, like increasing my means of income, because next year I'm looking at sourcing a lot, getting a PA, all of those stuff. So that I can have time to myself to do other things. Next year, I'm looking at taking more international jobs, remote works, doing volunteering too. I'm looking at volunteering. I'm looking at not limiting myself and just shooting for the stars and not aiming to land on anywhere, shooting for the stars and getting there, and with respect to my guests, all of these things. And I've seen that with all the things I'm planning next, I'm going to need a lot of money. So that has informed the step I'm going to take regards my finance. So a word for the year, a personal word for the year, for the year in church is great. It would help you hold God to his word and say, this year, for instance, was told us that this is the year of signs and wonders or miracles or whatever. But I'm saying a personal word now, aside to word for the church, your personal word for your personal self to live your fullest in 2025. What is that word? Mine is completeness. I looked at year 2025. I looked at 2024 and looked at the year ahead of me, and I said, this year, 2025, is my year of completeness. These are the things that I want to do. These are the things that I will be doing with respect to career, ministry, finance, all of those stuff. So this is one thing that you can do. Now, when you have gotten your word for the year, think about it, pray about it. When you've gotten your word for the year, then you now start to create your vision board. What kind of person do you want to be next year with respect to finance? Do you want to get a car? Do you want to rent a house? Do you want to outsource more? Do you want to get into a romantic relationship leading to marriage? What do you want to do next year? All of these things, once you have thought about all of these things, next thing that you want to do is to go on. I used Pinterest. You can go on Pinterest. There are also templates on Canva. You go on to Pinterest and then you type, right? Don't worry. I'm giving you step by step of how to live your full next year. You go on Pinterest and then you type. For instance, if you're looking to get into a healthy romantic relationship, you want to get into a romantic relationship and that's leading to marriage, right? You go and then you type love. You can see maybe like rings, or you can see people holding hands. You can download that and keep. Type investments. You can see saving and investments. You download that. Keep. type a car if you want a car. Next year, you download that, you keep the car, the type of car you would want, all of those things. When you are done getting all of these things, maybe family, car, as many as you want to achieve next year, you download everything. Then when you are done downloading everything, that you go to your Canva. When you go to your Canva, these things I'm telling you, I read it somewhere and it changed my life. And that is when I started reflecting on my 2024 goals. When you go on Canva, you now look for templates, vision board templates. You're going to see a number. And then you now start a number of templates. And you now start replacing. You choose one that you like, maybe aesthetically pleasing and anything. You choose one that you like. And then you start changing those images there with the things that you've downloaded. And then you change them. At the end of the day, you have your vision board. Now, I always advise that you print it out. Don't just leave it on your phone. I want you to put it somewhere that you'll be seeing it every day. You wake up, you see your vision. You see where you are going to. You see the woman, the man that you want to be in 2025. You see that once you see that investment on your wall, my money, I'm not going to spend recklessly. When you see that self-improvement, maybe the things that you cannot find on Pinterest, you can write it out and then print it and gum it on your vision board, right? You say first self-improvement, the books you want to read, everything. As you behold it every day, there is something that beholding does to the mind. There's something that seeing does to the mind. It paints a mental picture. You know what you see, you become. You see it, you behold it, and then you walk towards it. And so you have that every day. You put it somewhere that once you wake up, you can see it. I attached words, confessions from the scriptures, attached a Bible verse to mine, and you see these things every day when you wake up. You are reminded of what is before you, and then you are reminded of the life you are aiming for yourself, even when you wake up and on days that you don't feel like it at all. The days that you don't feel up to it, the day that you feel like tired, just beholding that picture just reminds you that, hey, I'm taking a rest, but this is the life I want for myself, and I'm not resigning from working towards this life for myself. I'm just resting today. I don't feel like it today. But you know that this is who you are aiming to be. And then you look at it every day. So after reflecting, create a vision board, guys. Make sure that this vision board cuts across every area of your life that you want it to cut across. Don't leave any area of your life dormant this coming year. Living your fullest means every area of your life. You are intentional about it. And 2024 is a year of intentionality, it's a year of completeness. And I don't know what it is for you, but I'm hoping that I know that it's nothing out of these things, right? So make sure that you create a vision for yourself that you're going to run with, that you're going to be reminded of every single day. If you're not living in a place of your own, you can create it, put it on a cardboard paper, put it on the side of your bed, on the side of your wall, put it on your handbag, just put it somewhere. See it every morning when you wake up. I tell you, there is something it does to your mind. There is something it does to you. You will always know what is before you, what is ahead of you, and you would not, leave any area of your life hanging. Okay? So finally, one thing I want us to do this coming year is to take care of our health. I had to intentionally in my vision board put medical checkup, because our body, you see, is a vehicle. Everything that we have been talking about that we want to do, if we don't have health, we can't do with them. And next year, to achieve all of these things we want to do, you cannot leave any area of your life aside, including your health. So this coming year, I want you to be particular about your health. Take care of yourself. Exercise, guys. Exercise. Eat healthily. Eat in smaller portions. I'm talking to myself too. Eat in smaller portions. Eat healthily. Go for walks. Skip. Just exercise, because I've realized that we often just talk about how we need to do a lot of things, and then we forget to cater to the body that will do these things. God wants us in health, and that starts with you being particular about what goes into your body, being particular about how you eat, exercise, all of those things. 2025 is going to be a beautiful year. If you are listening to this podcast, I'm telling you that 2025 is going to be an amazing year for you. But I want you to make sure that are you are doing your part. You're doing your part. 2025 is going to be an amazing year. But I want to make sure that you're doing your part. That includes making sure that before the year comes, you have reflected on your goals. Before the year comes, you've written out all the things that didn't work. See how you can re-strategize and make them work in 2025. See that you have created for yourself a vision board so that you can constantly behold where it is that you are going and what it is that you want to do and who it is that you want to become in 2025, right? If you want to cut off people for your life, if you want to go out more, if you want to have healthier relationships, all these things, I want to see that if you want to become a better friend, these are things that you write out, these are the things that you put on your vision board and you constantly behold and you are reminded of where you are going, who it is that you want to become. And as you're doing this, do not forget two things. Your body is the vehicle through which your dreams will come through. So do not joke with your vessel. This body, don't joke with it in the next year. Don't treat your body like it is a machine. Cater to it, tend to it. Love yourself, love your body. We will know how much you love yourself. Also, by the way you treat yourself, your body, your health. So make sure that your health is priority next year. And then finally, like confidence will always say, do not joke with God. The place of God in your life. This podcast, from the onset, you know what it's about. You know what I'm about. Well, there's no taking of God outside of this. And so, as a child of God, God is not a thing that you keep that, you first work out and then you bring him in. No, it takes you through the journey. So next year, do not forget to go with God, to do it with God, to dream with God. Dream with God. Accomplish those dreams with God. Fight with God. Win with God. Do all you do. In all you do next year, do all of them with God. You know, my grandma used to say something so amazing when we're growing up. She would say, one with God is majority. And there's even an Igbo song like that. For one with God is majority, right? He that has God has everything. So don't joke with that. Go with God next year. Fight with God. Win with God. Do a plan with God. Don't bring God after the plans. Plan with God. Do all you do next year with God. And I'm telling you, by the end of next year, we're going to have an amazing year. I'm going to read something. I was telling you guys about the little miracles that I had this year. I'm going to read something that I wrote on the 6th of May. And when I wrote these things, I just had resigned from my job. I was looking for jobs, applying like crazy. I had finished NYSC, so money from NYSC was not even coming in anymore. There's a lot of things that were happening. And then I went one day on my Instagram and I said this thing. I talked about the fact that I read somewhere and then somebody said, what are the things that can actually improve the quality of your life right now? And I penned them down and I said, I now have grown woman needs, right? And now I need an apartment of mine. I need a place of my own. I need more remote jobs. I need a studio and a team for my podcast. I need the season 2 to go on YouTube. I need a car. A lot of things. Just a couple of things. And I can tell you that out of these things that I wrote here, maybe car has not come yet. It's going to come. An even bigger apartment is going to come later. But I have testimonies. I have remote jobs now. I'm still going to get more. I have remote jobs now. I have a podcast. We are here, right? I have an amazing team behind the scene. I have an apartment of my own. This same year, this was 6th of May when I didn't have any hope for any of these things to happen. And today we are here. This is an encouragement to you that God is good. And He's the Most High. When He created man, He said, let us make man in our own image. So when He was creating, He did not create you as anything less than He is. So He is for you. You are the King's kid and He loves you. And a lot of these things started picking up at the second half of the year. No matter how much time you have, God can do so much with so little time. So go with God in 2025. Go with God and have an amazing, and I'm going to be here to celebrate with you. Next year, by God's grace, we're going to have a podcast tour. We're going to go to different cities. We're going to hear from a lot of you, and I can't wait to hear from you guys. So this is me saying you're going to have a fantastic year. Don't forget to do all of these things I said. Live your fullest next year, and it begins with all of these things that I've shared. Do not forget to do them. Okay, guys? Thank you very, very much. If you've been listening, this is Diary Sessions with Confy. My name is Confidence, and I just shared with you how to live your fullest in 2025. If you're here and you've not subscribed, subscribe, like, share. Let every other person hear these things that you're hearing. Subscribe, share, comment. I want to hear from you. If you're going to do these things, when you're doing these things, if you're already doing them, how 2024 was for you. I want to hear all of these things. Send me a DM on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter. Send me email. Everything, I'm here for you, and I want to hear all about, how 2024 was and how you are going into 2025 and your word, your personal word for 2025. Okay? Thank you, guys. This is Diary Sessions with Confy, and this has been a pleasure, guys. Bye. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas.